I played violin for 10 years, and I loved the music, but I don't know, something wasn't quite doing it all the way for me. And then I discovered the bass, and that's how I got interested in improvisation and jazz. And
on cue.
Yeah, we worked that out earlier. That's how I got into improvised music, and somewhere in that music, it connected. That music really connected with my being, and then I got that itch to really study that music and learn more about it, and I still have the itch. But yeah, I mean, many different music programs contributed in different ways to my early development, just in music, you know, not necessarily for what I'm doing right now in terms of like improvised music, but all these programs, community music programs that were cheap or free and really consistent, really dedicated teachers. They were really there to pass on knowledge about this music too, but I was too young to understand what I was learning. The two main programs were the Cultural Recreation Band, Chamber Music Society of Oregon. Well, two people I specifically remember were the two women who were directing the Chamber Music Society of Oregon. Their names were Hazel DiLorenzo and Dorothy McCormick. And they just took it upon themselves to pass on this tradition of chamber music by having this orchestra of youth. And that is no easy task, for sure. And then teachers in the Cultural Recreation Band were specifically people like Warren Rand, Dr. Thera Memory, Gordon Lee, Greg McKelvey, Ronnie Harrison, Janice Scroggins. I studied piano and composition with her. I was too young to understand what was going on. And then the list is way too long to go into of who, you know, in the last 10 years or so, but so many people. But that's how the music is, you know. You are blessed enough to meet somebody that knows that's a master, and then little by little, with their patience and your diligence, they start to pass this information along and help you learn how to apply it and give you opportunities to apply it. That's what I was trying to say about Bob, you know, to get to play with him when I was so young. Of course, I couldn't fathom, you know, his depth as a musician, but the fact that he had the patience to let me play, you know, way beyond my level of understanding, in an element way beyond my level of understanding, but that's how the music gets passed along. It can be programs, but the real program is when you're young or any age, getting to stand next to these people and listen to how they're playing and how they talk when they speak about this way of approaching a harmonic idea or this melody, or check out this player, check out what this player did on this record, and that's really, to me, how the music gets passed. No, I'm not. First of all, I didn't have time, and I didn't really like the classes I was teaching. I felt like for me, at my level of understanding, I should only teach really specific things, you know, and I wasn't able to teach those things, so I didn't feel like it was the best use of my time, and I didn't think I could do the best for the students either, you know. Some private students, we did get to some really good places. I felt like I helped them, but, you know, I sort of feel like I think I need about 20 more years before I come back and try this again. You know.
I'm sure they'll invite you back again.
Hopefully. I mean, sometimes I do private instruction, which to me is, I enjoy that much better, you know, just because it's hard. I mean, that's why I have respect for teachers who can sit in front of 20 people and really understand what everybody needs. But I like to work one-on-one and get to know what people want to do in music, and then sort of help them unearth that glowing ember that they have of their own student/teacher and help them find what they need. And it's hard to translate that to a classroom, at least for how I like to teach. But let's see. One day. Well, that's all it is.
Wish list.
Oh, I don't know. Many people. You know, I mean, what would be the alternative? You know, it's funny, like, the day-to-day reality of playing this music is playing with people, you know? It's maybe we think of individuals with solo careers, like that's one way of doing it, but that's not a way to do anything, you know? you can have a solo career, meaning you have your own gigs, but that's like 1/10 or even less of what the music is playing with everybody all the time. And even on my solo career, I mean, I hire people in the band that are amazing and inspiring and make me want to figure out what the hell they're doing, you know. And I only say that because if anybody younger or up and coming who's looking forward to a life in music, I wouldn't want to give the impression that it's about having a solo career. That would be misleading. If that happens, it can be a really wonderful part of a life in music, but particularly in improvised music, it's all about playing with people. It's not about your solo career. I mean, that can evolve, but you know, I had the opportunity to play with lots of people. What would be the option, you know? Of course I play with lots of people. That's the only, especially as a bass player, you always play with people. So in Boston especially, and in Portland, gigs for nothing, for $50. I mean, that's what everybody here does because we love to play. And then in addition to that, I've had this wonderful blessing of getting to lead my own bands and hiring the people to be in my group. But I just wanted to take a moment to clarify that that's one element of a much broader reality for anybody who's really stewed in the music, you know. In terms of the importance of music education, I won't be able to say anything new about that, but it's a must for children. First of all, just for young people, for the development of the mind, you know. Have an opportunity to explore the cause and effects of creativity, you know, creative exploration and creative diligence. Music education is crucial for the development of the mind as it relates to English or math or physics, anything. And then for music to continue, new people have to learn about it. So if we want to enjoy art for the rest of our lives and have our kids enjoy it and their kids enjoy it, we have to support music education. It won't happen by itself. In whatever faculty you want to support it, but music education is a must. It's like English or math. I mean, it has to be there. Kids won't learn it by themselves. So.
Hey, it's Trombone Shorty. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more interviews, go to jazztimes.com.